Hello and welcome to the Language of Pearls podcast. My name's Deborah Gambrel. In today's episode, often when we find ourselves in this silence, in trials, in sorrowful moments, when we cry out to God, we're like, why me, God? Why is it me? Because our lives have been self-centered or self-focused. I know because this has been a correction for my life many times as well. We're continuing our series of God in the Silence. And today we're going to talk about a little bit more about the scriptures that lead us to being able to pour of ourselves to see God move. We have a biblical precedent on how to approach God when he is silent. We talked on the last episode about the book of Psalms with the life of David. But also we have examples with the life of Elijah, Daniel, and Jesus himself, to open our hearts and pour out before the Lord everything that weighs heavy within it. Elijah, following the fulfillment of God's mandate, finds himself hiding in a cave, kind of like David. After all, he saw the powerful hand of God, fire come from heaven, consume the sacrifice, and, angered darkness. And he ran for his life. Hiding in the cave, he cries to the Lord, I have zealously served the Lord God Almighty. But the people of Israel have broken their covenant with you, torn down your altars, and killed every one of your prophets. I am the only one left, and now they're trying to kill me too. Well, when we do not hide who we are, where we are, and how we understand things, we welcome God to a rebuttal. It is an opportunity for God to show you another side of his love, his correction. We see Elijah coming before the Lord with a cry that was steeped in his own carnal view, shall we say? He saw himself as the only one following God's ways, and God corrects him. When God corrects through discipline, it may feel like a big sting, but in it we find instruction and clarity. Yet I will preserve 7,000 others in Israel who have never bowed down to Baal or kissed him. 1 Kings 19:18. Elijah was not the only one that had remained faithful to God. I love that God is not moved by Elijah's pity party, but redirects him like a loving father. Elijah's new assignment is to bring up the next generation. Not only is he not the only one that did not bow down to idols, but Elijah must steward revelation and radical obedience in the next generation. He has to raise up Elisha. Often when we find ourselves in this silence, in trials, in sorrowful moments, when we cry out to God, we're like, why me, God? Why is it me? Because our lives have been self-centered or self-focused. I know because this has been a correction for my life many times as well. Moving beyond setting our eyes on ourselves only opens us up to God's point of view. God is in it for the people, not just for you and me, but that no one perishes. And he delights in molding you and me into leaders that can lead the next generation in victory in Christ. In the book of Daniel, we see that he takes time, that is, Daniel takes time, to fast and seek the Lord in earnest prayer for understanding. Weeks go by and Daniel hears nothing. He is the servant of the Lord in a land that does not believe in the one true God, nor do they have any respect for his ways. He is also not a free man. He has to serve the leader of this ungodly nation where he was taken to as a young man. Yet in the midst of all of this apparent silence, God sends an angel to him with a special message. Then he said, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, Daniel. Since the first day you began to pray for understanding and to humble yourself before your God, your request has been heard in heaven, and I have come to answer your prayer. Daniel 10, verse 12. The angel proceeds to explain that the delay was caused by demonic opposition, spiritual opposition, but still God had his way. He always has his way. God always wins. Jesus always wins, and darkness will always be a loser.